2, how are things looking so far?
Day 2 was great. First practice went really well, putting a lot of our concepts, our defensive foundation and principles we're putting in, and the guys are spirited, tons of energy, so we're having a good time.
You guys went 5-on-5 last night. How did that go? How did Z look in that?
It was impressive to see our group together. Z looked amazing. His strength, his speed. He dominated the scrimmage pretty much, and then he did a good job of looking for his teammates.
You say he dominated. What really stood out to you? What he was able to do?
What stood out the most is his force. More than anything, he got down the floor quickly. When he caught the ball, he made quick decisions, whether it was scoring, finding a teammate. It was really impressive to see.
Did that surprise you at all, coming off of a guy who hadn't really played intense 5-on-5 in so long?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, just in the sense that, he and I have talked about him being on the floor is something that we all know he can do. When he touches the floor, he changes the game. Maybe surprised in the fact that he was as sharp as he was. But it'll continue to be a progression. I'm sure he'll have some days where he looks great, and he'll have some days where he looks good. But last night, it was impressive.
And do you run starting lineups in those, or do you mix and match? Like how do you run those? How did you run that scrimmage in terms of lineups?
First night was just we put pretty much what we believe to be maybe our starters together. We'll see how it looks and keep building from there. Tonight we'll mix it up a little bit.
Right now, are you telling Zion, don't try to rip the rim down every time, or it's just like let him go, do whatever?
No. You gotta let him play. So that's a part of his game, is ripping the rim down. And when he has those opportunities, he'll do it. If not, he'll make the right plays from there.
How up-tempo do you want to play this year? But I know that was a big emphasis last year. A lot of guys who do that well. How much is that emphasis this year?
We definitely like to play up-tempo. Looking at the numbers, analytics department has done a great job. It's where we're at our best. We're one of the top teams in the league in the first 8 seconds. So we want to try to create more of those opportunities. And then when the game slows down, we want to be balanced enough to be able to execute down the stretch.
How much does it help how good of a rebounding team you are, and now you're adding Zion too, as far as being able to run that way?
I think it's a tremendous help. Rebounding is something, like you said, we do well. We want to continue to do that, especially with the new rules, the take foul rule. So offensive rebounding will be important, and it'll just add to layers of what our team can do.
Willie, Chris said the other day that y'all are treating training camp and preseason as one thing. With everything being so condensed, have y'all kind of tweaked your approach to these 2 weeks?
No, it's camp. All of preseason is an opportunity for us to get better. It's an opportunity for us to put in all of our concepts, our foundation, and we want to get off to an early start this season. So we'll look at all of preseason as camp for us.
Was there any moment last night for Z where like a certain play or anything where it just kind of had to step back and just wow?
For me or for him?
For you.
It's always a wow moment in the sense that his size, his strength, his ability, his talent. It's a privilege and a blessing to be able to be on the floor and see him do what he does. And we're all excited that he gets an opportunity to come in and just play basketball. He's been missing the game for about a little over a year, and so, we want to keep that momentum going.
Was everybody able to go last night in terms of outside of Kyra? Was everybody able to go 5-on-5?
No, not Billy. Billy had a tweak in his hamstring, still working on that, but we'll see how he feels.
I know you really like last year that size of Jackson and JV playing together in the front court. With Z and JV being those guys now, how do you expect that to change? And what do you want to see with those two guys playing together defensively?
I still think it's, those guys are across the board. We have good size coming out. Z and Jonas both will create mismatches in the post or on the perimeter for Z. And defensively, those are the things that we're working on. How we want to guard in pick and roll, and then making sure we force teams to take non-paint contested twos. All right. Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.